From record deliveries to new vans and radical new concepts, as well as fresh government support, Australia's electric transition is gaining serious momentum right now. G'day, welcome back to Plugged In Australia, the podcast bringing you the latest news, specs and analysis on battery electric vehicles, plug-in hybrids and extended range electric vehicles down under. I'm your host Jamie and this is episode 42 for Friday the 17th of April 2026. As you can probably hear, my voice is still a little bit, how you going? Still recovering from this man flu, as my wife would call it. So appreciate you being in here with me. Hopefully my voice doesn't annoy you too much. Got a number of stories here with BYD delivering its 100,000th vehicle, some Volkswagen EV news with the ID.3, GAC's T9 electric ute, and a fair bit more. So without further ado, let's get into it. BYD Australia has officially handed over its 100,000th new vehicle to a customer, just 3.5 years after launching locally with the ID.3 electric small SUV back in 2022. The milestone car was a Shark 6 plug-in hybrid ute delivered in Brisbane, up in Queensland this month. More than half of those 100,000 deliveries, over 60,000, have happened in the last 12 months alone. To put that growth into perspective, the brand celebrated its 40,000th sale back in March of 2025, and it took only 12 months to more than double that figure. Sales exploded 156.2% year on year, from 20,418 vehicles in 2024 to 52,415 vehicles in 2025. This is driven by the launches of the C-Line 7, the Shark 6 plug-in hybrid. So far in 2026, BYD has already sold 17,541 vehicles, a 9.9% increase on the same period last year, and is on track to close to 60,000 by year end. Of the total 100,000 vehicle, more than 64,000 have been pure battery electric vehicles. For context, it took Tesla 10 years to reach its 64,000th EV sale in Australia, while BYD achieved the same BEV milestone far faster. The current Australian lineup now spans 6 electric models and 5 plug-in hybrids covering key segments. Standouts include the C-Line 7, which has sold 4,468 units in 2026 and sits as the second best-selling EV behind only the Model Y. The Shark 6 has moved 3,480 units, outselling the Volkswagen Amarok, Nissan Navara, Mazda BT50 and GWM Cannon in the ute space. Recent additions include the Atto 1 hatchback, Australia's cheapest electric car, the Atto 2 electric SUV, the C-Line 5 and C-Line 8 plug-in hybrid SUVs, plus the luxury Denza brand with the B5 and B8 off-road plug-in hybrid SUVs. You've got the D9 electric people mover and the Z9 GT shooting brake wagon, which will be arriving by the end of 2026. At the 2026 Melbourne Motor Show, BYD confirmed imminent launches of the Seal 6 plug-in hybrid, sedan and wagon, the Shark 6 cab chassis and the Shark 6 performance variants with a 3.5 tonne brake towing capacity. BYD Australia Chief Operating Officer Stephen Collins said the growth has been remarkable. Australian motorists want stylish, practical and affordable new energy vehicles now more than ever. It's our pleasure to hand over our 100,000th vehicle today. With over 100 sales and service centres around Australia and growing, we're proud to be building a national network that will support all BYD owners. We have exciting plans for continued growth in Australia. The brand switched to a factory-owned distribution model in mid-2025, replacing the previous EV Direct arrangement, which has clearly helped accelerate deliveries. Hyundai has unveiled 2 dramatic new Ioniq concepts for the Chinese market, the Ioniq Venus sedan and Ioniq Earth SUV, showcasing the brand's bold art of steel design language and hinting at future electric and range extender hybrid technology that could eventually influence global models, including those sold here in Australia. Both models are destined for production in China as part of the new Ioniq sub-brand launch there, with sales expected as early as 2027. They will not be exported to markets like Europe or Australia. However, their sharp, angular styling and advanced features are set to inspire future Hyundai EVs worldwide. The Venus sedan features a single curve-inspired design with sharp, wedge-shaped front styling and a smooth, egg-shaped one-box silhouette that picks up where the cancelled Honda Zero series left off. Inside, it boasts an octagonal steering wheel, fabric and Alcantara wrap surfaces, an ultra-wide infotainment display, sporty gold metallic trim, and classy ambient lighting. The Earth SUV adopts a Jaguar I-Pace style cab with raised ride height and tough black plastic cladding for genuine off-road presence. Its pillarless cabin and rear hinge doors open to reveal people mover levels of versatility, including rear recliners that swivel for easier access, a light and spacious interior with a novel 4-pane glass roof, and air hug seats that use internal air modules to adjust to any body shape for maximum comfort. Both concepts will be available with all-electric powertrains, as well as Hyundai's new range extender hybrid technology, which uses a small combustion engine purely as a generator to eliminate range anxiety. They also feature advanced driver assist systems developed with Chinese partners, including AI-powered hands-off driving capability. While the exact platform is not confirmed, the presence of range extender options suggest a switch from the current EGMP architecture to something newer. Hyundai calls the project the Ioniq Universe, where future models will be named after planets and products orbit around the consumer. The concepts underline Hyundai's commitment to pushing boundaries in electric vehicle design and technology. The New South Wales Government has released its updated 2026 electric vehicle strategy with $110 million in new funding to speed up the shift to zero-emission transport. The plan targets a 70% cut in CO2 emissions by 2035 compared with 2005 levels and aims for EVs to make up the vast majority of new car sales by that time. Transport is identified as a key emissions sector, and the strategy focuses on 5 priorities: more public fast chargers in regional, remote and suburban black spots, expanded curbside charging for apartment residents and those without home charging, incentives to electrify small to medium delivery and service truck fleets, training around 2,000 mechanics in regional New South Wales to service EVs, as well as charging infrastructure, and better centralised information for drivers, businesses and councils. The state has already funded more than 3,300 EV chargers at over 1,200 sites and is transitioning more than 8,000 public transport buses to zero-emission technology while powering rail networks with 100% renewables since 2025. Applications are open for councils to plan additional public charges under a $3 million program and for fleets to apply for grants covering vehicles and charging. Premier Chris Minns said the focus is on giving families cheaper running costs and easier access. Quote, "Families are feeling the pressure every time they fill up. We want to give more families the option of taking up EVs. This is about giving people a real alternative, one that's cheaper to run, and with this rollout, easier to access." End quote. Separately, the Minns government is investing in hands-on training for council mechanics through the $252 million Fresh Start program, which has already placed over 1,100 apprentices, trainees and cadets in local government roles. 12 apprentice mechanics from 6 Sydney councils recently completed a 4-day TAFE New South Wales EV workshop covering depowering and reinitialising battery EVs, inspection and maintenance, high voltage rechargeable energy storage system, diagnostics and repair, and safety interlock system work. Minister for Local Government Ron Honig said the training future-proofs council fleets and keeps jobs local. The Productivity Commission has also released an interim report calling for accelerated agreements on heavy vehicle regulations, including streamlined access for high priority and heavy zero-emission trucks to boost economic activity and support the EV transition. All right, on to some van news, starting off with Kia, and it has confirmed pricing for its new PV5 Cargo electric van, which will be Australia's cheapest EV commercial vehicle when it lands in late May at $55,990 plus on-road costs. The Cargo S long-range variant uses a 71.2 kilowatt-hour battery for a claimed 416 kilometers of WLTP range and is powered by a single front-mounted electric motor on Kia's dedicated eGMPS commercial platform. The van has undergone local ride and handling tuning for Australian urban delivery routes and rougher regional roads. It recently won the 2026 International Van of the Year award. Moving on to Hyundai, it has confirmed the fully electric Staria Load van for Australian fleets in the second half of 2026. It will share the same 4,935 litre cargo volume and layout as the current diesel and hybrid Staria Load models, ensuring no loss of operational capacity. Preliminary specs include a 160 kilowatt electric motor, 84 kilowatt hour battery, front-wheel drive, 2-ton brake towing capacity, and the same payload as existing versions. Pricing is yet to be announced, but is expected to be competitive given the current diesel model starts at $49,990 and the hybrid at $53,490, and both of those prices are before on roads. And then lastly, Renault has confirmed the electric Master E-Tech large van for Australia from June 2026. It joins diesel variants on the new generation platform and is powered by a 87 kilowatt hour battery, delivering more than 400 kilometers of a WLTP range and up to 130 kilowatt DC fast charging. Payload reaches 1,164 kilos with a GVM up to 3.5 tonne, keeping it within standard car license limits. Practical features include side loading door, sized for a standard forklift pallet, a flat bulkhead for maximum cargo space, an ergonomic cabin with physical buttons and fold-down centre seat that doubles as a mobile workstation. Renault Australia General Manager Glenn Seeley said the new Master is a key part of the brand's model revitalisation and delivery of 6 new models in 18 months. Polestar has locked in Australian pricing and full specifications for the updated 2027 Polestar 2 liftback, which now starts at $66,400 for the long-range single-motor rear-wheel drive model after the previous entry-level standard range was dropped. All variants now use an 82 kilowatt-hour battery. The long-range single motor delivers 220 kilowatts and 490 newton meters with a WLTP range of 659 kilometers, a 0 to 100 km an hour in 6.2 seconds, and an acclaimed efficiency of 14.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. The long-range dual motor adds a front motor for 310 kilowatts, 760 newton meters of torque, 596 kilometer range, and 4.5 second sprint. The top performance variant produces 350 kilowatt, 740 newton meters, and 568 kilometers of range, and a 4.2 second acceleration. All support 205 kilowatt DC charging, which should give you a 10 to 80% in around 28 minutes, and 11 kilowatt AC charging. Standard features on the base model include options like the 19-inch alloys, LED headlights with auto high beam, 12.3-inch digital cluster, 11.2-inch touchscreen with Android Automotive and full Google services, 360-degree camera, blind spot monitoring and adaptive cruise. The higher grade models will add 20-inch performance wheels, Öhlins dampers, Brembo brakes, Harman Kardon 13-speaker sound system, panoramic sunroof, electrically adjustable seats, and air quality sensors. Optional pack include the Plus, which will be $4,700, the Climate, which will be $1,500, and the Pro, which will be $1,900. Safety is comprehensive with the Pilot Pack now standard across the range. Polestar Australia Managing Director Scott Maynard was blunt on plug-in hybrids, calling them, quote-unquote, the worst of both worlds, because of added complexity, weight, maintenance, and the fact many owners rarely plug them in. He said they have served their purpose and are fast becoming irrelevant as EVs now routinely exceed 500 kilometers of range, are faster, more fun, and just simply cheaper to run. All right, we're going to do some quick hits. We're going to give you a whole bunch of stories and just give you some of the key aspects of them. Starting off with Nissan, and it has detailed an aggressive Australian product offensive powered by its Chinese partner Dongfeng, including the NX8 large SUV in EV and E-Rev forms to take on the Kluger, an N7 electric sedan positioned against the Mazda 6e, a Frontier Pro plug-in hybrid ute, and electrified replacements for the Duke and Pathfinder. Globally, Nissan is reducing model numbers while pushing hybrids, e-power technologies, and AI features. Volkswagen is continuing its EV reset, replacing the ID.3 and ID.4 with true Volkswagens, in inverted commas, that feature physical buttons and switches. The ID.3 Neo gains a 12.9-inch touchscreen, 10.25-inch digital cluster, conventional window and volume controls, knurled rocker switches, high-quality materials, one-pedal driving, V2L output of 3.6 kilowatt, and up to 630 kilometers of WLTP range, depending on the 50, 58, or 79 kilowatt-hour battery, and 125 to 170 kilowatt rear motor options. GAC is evaluating a retail version of its T9 electric ute for Australia as early as late 2027, with an 88 kilowatt-hour LFP battery, dual motor all-wheel drive. It'll have a 70 kilowatt in front and a 150 in the rear, 340 kilometers of WLTP range, a 900 kilogram payload, and 2-ton towing. It would undercut the Toyota Hilux BEV and become the cheapest electric ute on sale. And finally, Fortescue boss Andrew Forrest has hit back at Murdoch tabloid claims that electric trucks are decades away, posting images of his giant Liebherr T264 battery electric haul trucks arriving soon and promising hundreds of electric vehicles in the Pilbara by 2030. New Energy Transport has already completed a Sydney to Canberra electric heavy vehicle deliveries faster and cheaper than diesel. And Volvo has launched an extended range heavy electric truck with up to 700 kilometres of range. And that's a wrap on episode 42 of Plugged In Australia. A little bit of a shorter one today, as you can hear, still recovering there. So plenty of positive momentum in the EV space with record sales, new models and government support all chipping in, all helping drivers to save money and to cut emissions. Appreciate your time in listening. Hope you have a good weekend, and until the next episode, stay plugged in and stay charged. Ci vediamo.